choice. Now, there may be some therapists, and I'm an ex-therapist. Wow, my hair looks terrible. Anyway, so a reactor is kind of the victim mentality, and I don't mean this in the legal sense, but I mean in that your choice is outside of yourself. So you react like the cork in an ocean. The ocean just impacts you, and do it. Yeah, I got Michelle's name right. Yay! Cool. Yeah, yeah. I love her. She's awesome. Anyways, so reactor, you're a victim, so you're subject to all the outside forces. So whatever forces are out there really define who you are, what you do, what you accomplish. So it's not a really powerful position to be in. And by the way, I mean these are my definitions, reactor. So and then responder, by the definition of me, where you have the ability to choose how you respond. That is where the power is. So any given situation, I'll use parenting. So I used to be a family therapist, and I actually specialized, if you want to call it that, in sexually abused children. And even in that, you had to get to the core of the problem. You had to make them see it wasn't their fault, and that the person doing this, they didn't have a right to do this. And I was kind of saying that there's power in that. So the responder just getting the power is, so that's an extreme sexual abuse. That's actually not where I want to go. It's kind of a side. Sometimes that happens. That's the way my brain works. But I wanted to talk about parenting. So your parents or the people that raised you, they created your psychological buttons. So guess what? Just in them being themselves, they're going to push your buttons again and again and again, even if they don't intend to. And I would assert that 99% of parents out there don't want to push your buttons, but just by the mere fact that they created them, then just by them being them, they're going to push them. So this is great example where responsibility comes in. So your ability to choose how you respond, it's like, get your parents love you, get that they're trying to help you. Most parents, there's exceptions like the exception I gave before, but so there's power in feeling the love and loving your parents back if you don't respond to the buttons they push. And since they created them, it's psychologically and emotionally, you just want to go to the bad place. So I'll give an example. My mom, who I love more than anything, she died 2 years ago. It wasn't until, I'm going to say 20 years ago. I mean, I always loved her, thought she was a hoot and a holler, loved hanging out with her. But till about 20 years ago, she would just push my buttons, and then it would ruin whatever we're doing. So we'd be going to a movie, she'd push one of my buttons, and then the rest of the evening would be blown. That's on me, not on her. So around 20 years ago, I don't know what happened, but I accepted it's like, oh, you know what? She doesn't intend that. She's just being my mom. And because she created my buttons, just by her being her, she's pushing my buttons. But I'm not going to let it do anything. I'm just going to have a good time. I love my mom. She's one of the greatest people I've ever known. And so just the last 20 years, this is going to sound conceited, but oh well, I think I had the best relationship with my mom. I mean, I took her to Hamilton. We did the 75th birthday thing where I took her to Chicago. We spent the whole day. That's like, that day is probably going to be the subject of a future scene. But anyways, so the point here, as I rambled on and on, is it is your choice. You can either react to all the influences outside of you and circumstances, or you can choose your response. And there's power in that. So part of finding your voice is to be responsible for you. So I don't believe you can find your voice if you are in reaction mode. The way you find it is you make a choice and you're going, I don't really want to react negatively in this situation. This is what I want out of this. I want a strong relationship. We'll keep going with my mom. I want a strong relationship with my mom. And so I'm going to choose to respond. And in that relationship, since she's half of my personality, I started to find my voice. So that's kind of an aha for me. So the question then becomes, which will you choose? You want to be a reactor and you want to be a responder. Now, guess what? Even me, who have, and someone, I think Rollis, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, by the way. Even Rollis brought up that I think Stephen Covey, I can't see the comments anymore. I think he said Stephen Covey had this concept. Yeah, Stephen Covey, it's neuro-linguistic programming. The book Frogs into Princes, it deals with this concept. I believe Tony Robbins, almost every book he has deals with this concept. I want to say, oh my God, I can't remember his name. Oh crap. Anyways, I think the book is called The Meaning in Life, and I should know this because my ancestors survived the Holocaust on one side, pogroms on the other side. God. Anyways, it's a great book, and I'll post it somewhere when I think of it. It's going to be on the tip of my brain. If I go look at my library, it's going to be like the first book on the top shelf. And I've read it probably 10 times. How embarrassing. Anyways, in that book, basically this man is a Holocaust survivor, and he talks about how he found meaning in his life, even in that horrible instance where everybody around him was being killed by Nazis, and he survived. And he's still in writing that book, probably, I'm guessing 10 years after his experience, even 10 years after, he still questions like, so why did I make it and why did they not? And he attributed to him finding meaning in life as one of the reasons. So anyways, just think, if you can choose how you respond in a situation like that, the Holocaust, where people all around you have you captured, they don't beat you, they beat you, they kill you, they gas you, and all that stuff. If someone can do that in that situation, why can't any of us? We should all be able to do it. Okie dokie. So if you have any questions, I'll kind of talk slow so you can shoot some questions on the reply. That's the basic content, but don't leave yet. There's previews for coming attractions. So that book, one of the books I was talking about, is called Great by Choice by Jim Collins. He uses the 20-mile march for the two teams I talked about on the South Pole expedition, and he uses that as kind of a way to interpret your success and be great by choice. It's an awesome book. And each time I do a session, I'm going to start with a quote, famous quote, and then I'm going to end with a book, but I have lots of books. Also, Jeff Clark has lots of books too, and everybody out there. Oh, hey, June's here. Hi, June. That'll be a delay, so a minute and a half, you'll respond to that. Anyways, Great by Choice by Jim.